Labour market information is information about the jobs that are available. That could be jobs available locally, and we call that local LMI, so just in the town that you're in. It could be LMI nationally, about the country that you're in. Or it could even be global LMI. LMI about the jobs around the whole world, where the jobs are and how they're changing. LMI is fascinating. When you get into it, you can really start to find out what's going on in different areas, and that might affect your life plans. So if there's loads of opportunities in one area, or not so many opportunities. Now, it's not what we're saying here that if there's not many opportunities, you shouldn't go for that work, but it might encourage you to prepare more, to put yourself in the best possible situation. What you do with the LMI, once you've found out about the information, that is turning LMI into labour market intelligence. So when you get people who start to break things down and give you insights into the labour market, that's where we get the intelligence from. So I'll give you some examples. If you're looking through some local job ads to find out what jobs are in your local area, you're looking at LMI. So you can look through the local job ads to see which jobs are the most popular, which jobs pay the most. This then might affect what types of training or qualifications you decide to go for. So if you're sitting there in the future, you're unemployed maybe, and you want to know, crikey, what work's available, you go and have a look at some job postings, and you can then start to position yourself in the labour market to be more desirable. That's using labour market information. Other ways that you might use it though, is that you might go and have a look at some data that's been collected, for example, by the government. And that's on a big poster, maybe in your school or college, telling you what jobs are available in different sectors. And that can be used as an insight to help you think about, well, actually, if I go and study for that degree at university, what kind of work's available? How much can I get paid? It's another way of using LMI. So LMI is basically jobs about the labour market. The crucial thing to be aware of is that information can come from loads of different sources, and those different sources may have what we call bias. Now, bias is where someone is trying to put across maybe a selected view of what's going on, or the information used is incomplete. So I'll give you an example here. Imagine there's been a massive survey that's been done about a particular sector, and then what happens with that data that's been collected in this particular area, they might just generalize some of that data. So they might put loads of job categories together. So for example, imagine the survey is on how many people work in the construction industry. And what they'll have is just a big blob of jobs of these are all the construction jobs. Let's say 11,000 construction jobs. Now, if you wanted to know how many of those people were plumbers, how many were carpenters, how many people were bricklayers, that data won't be able to tell you that because it's just a big blob of data. And that's the sort of stuff we've got to be careful of, that you might not get all the information you need from one source of data. So just be careful with where the data is coming from. So we've got 3 golden rules with the data in terms of when you're looking at LMI. First of all, find out where it's come from, who's collected the data and why. Are they trying to tell a particular story with that data? So are they trying to weight the data in a certain way? If you go and check out our league tables video, you'll be able to find how league table data can be weighted. So is there a story, a hidden agenda? That's bias. Then what we've got is how long ago was it collected? So was it collected a long, long time ago? So are you looking at data from 10 years ago? Well, you know what? In 10 years, the actual jobs have probably changed. So be careful, find out how old that data is. And the third one is, if you can't get your answers to the first 2, be very careful. So if you don't know who collected it and why, you don't know how old the data is, exercise a hell of a lot of caution, okay? So those are our 3 golden rules with using LMI. Now, if you want to find out sources of LMI and have a look at some of those sources yourself, check out our CXK Careers Hub, check out the LMI section, and you will find loads of sources of LMI, including our local LMI covering the various towns across Kent, Medway, and East Sussex. I hope you find it helpful.